No?
What?
No, like, I get...
I thought you were leaning in for a Bane impression.
No.
Go from his ashes.
I loved his voice in that film.
Yeah. Okay. Crashing this podcast with no survivors.
That's the perfect way to start our podcast. Welcome to the Half Decent Cast, week 2.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
The sequel, Electric Boogaloo.
Yes, definitely. What?
Okay.
Oh, come on, every sequel is called 2, Electric Boogaloo. Unless it's called The Quickening. I think that was the Exorcist sequel, if I'm not mistaken.
Or Aliens.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, Aliens.
I'm so annoyed with all the movie sequels these days ending in, like, the tagline is ION. So, like, Resident Evil Extinction or, like, Hitman Absolution. Anything these days has to end in ION or it's not really a sequel.
I
Not
don't know
enough
how
impact.
that's fashionable, but before we get into...
Sorry, I started talking too much.
Before we get into too much discussion, let's start by introducing everybody. That voice you just heard, that smoothing...
I'll stop at you.
Cigarette tea type.
Chocolatey velvet tones.
Yeah, that's
Spinning
a
the
good way to
platters that
explain it.
matter. That's right.
We have Carl Gregory.
What's up, everybody? Pleasure to have me here.
Well, I don't know if it's a pleasure.
Oh,
but
come on. Oh, well,
Wouldn't go
fair.
that far.
yeah, we'll see how we go
Exactly.
towards the end. Do you want to talk about GMT, or are we just going to leave that as a sideline?
Well, look, I'll quickly throw in a plug. I didn't want to step on any toes here, but
No,
I
that's
also
okay.
host a podcast called GMT. We talk about games, movies, and television, and when we have the time, gossip, music, and theatre. So GMT on iTunes Store. That's all.
Yeah, your tagline's something about geeks we are and something, no?
No, not quite. We change it every week to the GMT of it all, but that is neither here nor there. We're here right now to talk about the Half Decent podcast.
We are, which, to my side, we also have Adam. Tell us a bit about yourself, Adam.
Hello.
I love him.
Just a uni student and a friend. Come along to...
A friend to all.
Yes,
that's
yes.
true. He has one of those voices that just soothes you to the core.
He doesn't need
Listen.
to shout or yell, you know? He's just got it.
It just carries and everyone just listens.
He's
Just
got-
beauty.
He's got the blue steel of voices.
Yes, that's definitely it.
He's working on his magnum. One day, we'll all hear it and our heads will explode.
Yep. And that's it. Well over. Nothing left.
What would happen if he, like, kept working on his fart so and then just had this most amazing, like, good mix between noisy and wet fart?
I just imagine like an old Chinese man to train him, you know, sort of Daniel-san style. Like he's in a garage just sort of eating refried beans and going, I can't do it. Yes, you can. You will develop. Wax on, wax off.
Adam son, you need to crunch,
Yeah.
but release. At the same
Unfortunately, I'm usually silent when it comes to my farts. I got too good at being stealthy, so now I don't usually make a noise, and it's disappointing.
I've now become a sort of terrorist with it. Like I will leave elevators and be like, you know, just, there's no one in there right now, but the next person who gets in there, oh boy.
Adam has this amazing sense not to be able to smell, so he's quite lucky when it comes to...
Yeah.
all
Are you
this.
serious?
Yeah, no sense of smell, so I can walk into a room of like 50 people have farted and
I immediately...
totally oblivious.
Sorry, that's like an emergency situation. We can't get in there. There's too many farts. Send Adam. Yeah.
Just like, yeah.
You there?
Stroll in, like,
What's
yeah.
up, guys? What seems to be the problem?
And it totally like running down like a hallway, slow motion,
Yeah.
kind of like the start
Just
of
got
that
putrid
beach
fumes
show.
in the air.
He hasn't
Fart
showered in
gases.
days, but he can't really tell. It's got bits of trash clinging to him.
Even better is everyone's like stepping out in these toxic suits, so they can't smell the heat. He just like breaks through the doors with like super dramatic double door type swing, pushes them open, like steps into the fume and doesn't even sniff.
Everybody's in extra, extra large hazmat suits, and he's in a skin tight one, but with his mask off, so he doesn't even need it. I don't care. It's just for the accessory, man. Let me in there. That is amazing. So has it been the entire life without a
Yeah,
sense of
no.
smell?
Fortunately, I've never had one, so I've never had to find out what it's like to eat with one.
Oh my God.
which is good because then I can't compare to what
So-
you guys have.
I feel so bad right now because this is like, it's not a disability at all, is it?
Um,
Would I be saying? Is that rude to say?
it can be a hazard. I do a lot of work in biology labs, and we use Bunsen burners, which of course require gas. So when there's a leak, I don't know.
Everyone else is like, why are you guys sleeping on the floor? I feel happy all of a sudden, but I can't tell why. Down you go.
Yeah,
Just comes in for the podcast one week, no eyebrows, hair singed. Oh, what happened, Adam? Oh, I couldn't smell the meat, I guess.
lit a match and whoop.
That's got to be amazing. I can't imagine life without a sense, let alone like without scents.
Oh, I know, okay. Here's something that's always bugged me. Would you rather not be able to see or not be able to hear?
Not be able to hear. I love like
Shit.
and I know that's annoying because I already have glasses on, so I'm already not being able to see pretty much. But like, I couldn't live without sight. You know, I find visual things to be incredible. But if I lost my music. I just forgot about music.
Yeah, I know. Hey, you see the dilemma. Like, I live off music.
I think I'd keep my sight just because then I can read.
Yeah.
So like you've still got. I think that's an
Audiobooks,
easier way to communicate. Than...
You could read William Shatner's biography, or he could speak it to you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I would lose my sight. It's already going, so I'll just say, take my eyes. I'll have my ears, thank you. So I can listen to sweet, sweet music for the rest of my life.
Yeah, I think you could function without sight fine. I mean, there's dogs.
I think you would struggle. I think it's pretty hard.
Well,
History of blind people have shown that, yes, you would maybe struggle a little bit. If you get a cute
Exactly.
dog, well, I mean, you don't know it's cute, but you get a dog.
hey, Daredevil can function fine without sight. Therefore, I can function fine without sight.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
my argument.
You'll become the man without fear.
Yeah.
Yeah, the very ignorant man without fear. People are flipping you off as you walk down the street, but still no fear.
Hey, isn't that Daredevil? I heard that guy's a fucking jerk. Let's give him the finger.
Yeah, exactly.
Just walking down the street. Oh, man, it's such a lovely day.
He's waiting at a stoplight. They're air humping him from behind and stuff like that. Just like, yeah, Daredevil, you like that? And he's like, what? Do I like what? No, nothing.
Wait. How does he know to stop at the stoplight?
Because he's got that sort of. He's like a dolphin. He's got that echo sense in his head, doesn't he?
Yeah.
That sort of,
I haven't actually. I don't know much about him, but apparently he loses his sight and he gets everything else gets enhanced.
He's got, like, heightened other stuff. So he can...
Doesn't he basically have supersonic?
yeah.
Bat supersonic.
Okay, to make a direct quote, he can hear the Hulk's heartbeat from 4 blocks away.
Whoa.
Yeah.
That actually sounds pretty pimp.
I know, hey. So,
The Hulk's heart is probably pretty big though,
yeah.
in green form anyway.
So,
Yeah, it's probably the size of like a person in year 1 at least.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Open heart surgery and the Hulk, he'd literally climb in. Well, again, we get Adam there because no sense of smell, just sort of shimmy in himself.
I was about to ask
I
a very
think
dumb
live
question
people don't
then.
stink that much though, do they?
What? Live people? I don't know.
Yeah, even if they
No,
cut
yeah.
open.
I haven't really opened myself up and checked.
Just wait, let's go get a knife from the kitchen, just slash open my chest and we'll have a smell.
You have plenty
But
of...
you can't!
Yeah.
So me and Carl will have a smell.
Yeah, exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Cool.
well,
What does that mean? I'll be the victim, or
No, that means you get to cut me, because it'll be like a fair trade-off. If you can't at least smell me, you can cut me.
yeah, I should at least get the visceral enjoyment out of actually
all right, so
cutting through.
second episode in, we're already making surgery packs. Like, I'll cut you and you cut me. See, 2 episodes in already, forming alliances. Oh my god.
Yeah.
I don't know how far into the first episode it was before we started talking about farts and shit and stuff. Mm-hmm. So at least we haven't
No,
degraded that.
we're doing
We already
classy,
brought
we're
up
doing surgery.
farts. Farts was like the first thing that came up.
Yeah.
Alright, I take it back then.
But we only lightly touched it and went away.
Oh.
Like when you fart in a supermarket and then just sort of
Yeah.
run.
Or in my case, when I'm teaching and I just casually walk past a student and let one rip. And then walk up to the front of the classroom and watch the chaos unfold.
I just like to imagine that there's a particular student who's been disruptive the entire time. You just walk by his desk, check his work, and just let off a SBD. Just let it permeate and watch him as he faints to the ground.
Yep.
Clutching for
That's
air.
pretty much how it happens. That's my day.
Unless he's
Like
Adam's
a
little brother. No
farting
sense of smell.
assassin.
Yeah, that's the cause of like all the most famous assassinations that they have no explanation for. Like
Yeah,
Kennedy's,
yeah.
Okay.
Kennedy's head blew off, but only because of the sense of smell, like from the woman next to him. It's a security guard right next to him who just let one off. Head exploded. She tries to grab the back. Always been confused about that. Have you actually seen the Zapruder film? The film of Kennedy getting shot.
No, I haven't.
His head, like literally the top half of his head rolls off the back of the car, and the woman next to him, I think it's his wife, of course, I don't remember her by name. But she jumps up on the back, and it's either to escape the car or to get the rest of his head. Oh my god!
What? Okay, so what
Wow.
would go through your head to go?
The bullet.
Oh my god!
I'm sorry, that was too easy.
But like, oh my god, my husband's head's just been blown off. I need to jump out of the car to make sure that I grab it so it can be put back on.
It's a collector's item, man. I mean, at that point, eBay. I mean, I know it was in the 60s, but
Just hold on to his head for.
I'm sure you could sell it like in some fancy auction at New York.
I guarantee you, someone has a piece of
Building?
Kennedy, like in
Diamond encrusted. His eyes have been taken out and they've put like diamonds in there.
bronzed.
Just embalmed.
I know there's this dude in the Guinness Book of Records who collects famous hair. Like he's got like George Washington's hair. He's got a little bit of Elvis Presley's hair. I think he's got Abe Lincoln. Like that's a weird collection to start with, but I mean it's better than like other parts of the body. You wouldn't want finger collection. That's just creepy.
It's a pretty prestigious collection, though.
Yeah, it would definitely
Famous
be, though.
US presidents.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, but there's so many ways you could go. Like, I would like to get like articles of clothing. No, I want literally the hair that's growing out of your dead body.
Nice.
How does one approach a famous person and say, "Excuse me, can I please have a piece of your hair?
Well, I
Pretty
mean,
please."
I assume he walks up with a portfolio like, "Hi, my name is such and such, and here's a bunch of collectibles I have already. I think you would be." You flatter them. You go, "I think you'd be a fantastic addition to my hair collection. The hair museum must continue, and I need you. I need you so bad."
Hi, my name's Eli Phillips. I'm totally not a creep, and I do totally collect hair.
Well,
Can I just have an inch from your head?
yeah, look, your mustache is really nice, but I would love just a smidge, just a few trickles if you would. No, what you do, you flatter them first, or you do the other way. You ask for a bigger offer first, so when they turn that down, they feel guilty and want to give you something. So you're like, "Hey, could I have your nose?" "What? I kind of need that." "Well, okay, then have it some hairs."
Yeah.
Yeah, sure, okay. So,
Yeah.
You know what? I'd rather that than you take off a functioning piece of my face. Why did I pick nose? That was so rude to you, Adam. I'm so sorry.
I've still got one. It just doesn't work.
I'm being horribly
You
prolific
can still
right now.
breathe through it.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so when does it get taken too far that it's like, okay, so I've now got a piece of your hair. I also have this other collection of pubic hair. Would you just mind
Oh, God.
if I just take a snip?
That would be more valuable, though. I think.
So
If
much
you-
more valuable.
If you had George Washington's hair, like from the quiff, but then you had some of his pubes, I know which
and it
one.
was plaited.
Abe Lincoln's was just a bunch of pubes but no mustache. That's why he didn't have a mustache. All the hair from there just grew down there.
Okay, all right. One of the reasons I wanted to get Adam in on this is because he's a biologist or training to be a
Training, undergrad here.
yeah, undergrad. But I mean, that's much more knowledge than I have. So we might get
It's-
some science-directed questions at him.
It's still terribly limited knowledge, though.
Clouds, man, how do they work?
I haven't got a clue. That's physics, man.
See, that's how ignorant I am. I don't even know it's not biology.
But is it true that whales have a gigantic penis?
Probably, you know.
There you have it.
It doesn't-
Slight confirmation.
It's not I don't
That's
think it's
first.
proportional though. Like I can't remember what it is. It's some species of great ape have got really tiny penises.
That's got to be like a mind fuck.
Isn't
for
that
those
just
guys.
a kick in the face?
Yeah.
Hey, I'm a great ape. I could possibly pick you up, crack you across my knee,
Yeah.
but my penis is like the size of...
Me 8 foot tall, have arms big as your body. Oh, so small, erectile dysfunction. That's got to be a kick in the pants for like whales or any huge.
Could be like steroid users.
Yeah, except the tapping on the arm every week must get bigger. I've heard.
Jono does have big muscles. Maybe he also has a small penis from steroid use.
Hashtag small penis. Let's start that trend.
Hashtag done.
Yeah.
But I do know an interesting fact about the whales that, and you.
This is not my area of biology.
Well, no, you're a
but-
whaleologist, you said.
No?
I've
No,
heard
yeah, definitely heard whaleologist.
yeah, definitely heard it. But I heard that a whale's sperm is shorter than a mouse's.
Yeah, that could be true.
There you go. Definite confirmation right
Yep,
there.
right, done.
I'm willing to take anything Adam says as de facto fact.
Right. You're gonna get a lot of bad facts then.
Now, what is your specialty in biology then?
Well, I'm still undergrad, so I don't really have one, but I tend to lean towards a lot of molecular and microbiology. So, okay, I've probably already gone too far for a lot of people to understand.
This
yeah,
this is where my brain
really
goes.
small
so we
shit,
build
basically.
superheroes.
You mentioned to me once that you love viruses.
Yeah, viruses
Yeah.
are pretty cool. I don't know a
Viruses
lot
are
about them either, though.
Why have we got you on the podcast?
Undergrad, man.
Yeah, no, I've been through that phase where I thought I knew shit, and then I came out the other side going, I don't know anything at all.
So what do you like about viruses, though? How fast they spread, like how they're contracted, or
They kill stuff. It's pretty cool.
is pretty cool from the inside as well.
Yeah, and then there's ones that can stick stuff in your DNA, put their DNA in your DNA.
Oh, that's so hot.
Yeah.
Oh, like the one that affects the ants and turns them into zombies.
That's a fungus.
Yeah, but isn't
Yeah,
that still
and then
a-
it makes zombie ants, and they hang themselves up. I think it's leafcutter ants, and they hang themselves upside down on leaves, and these
Zombie
fungus,
ants?
like the fungus spore part comes out, and
This is immediately
Comes
the
out the
coolest
top
thing
of
I've
the
ever heard.
It is, and I broke out laughing then because I just remembered watching a video, and this sounds really bad on my behalf, of like this ant that just walks in, and then all the other ants just rip it apart so it doesn't spread.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my.
yeah, they got it's a whole
really
arms
cool.
race of
It's the
evolution here.
yeah, it's the zombie movie of ants. Like we don't know what this is. Destroy it. I've always how many ants are there compared to humans? Like I heard there was like 2 million ants per person.
Yeah, that sound about right. There's a lot of ants.
As soon as they start forming together and making people shape, they could totally run us. Oh my god! Like if they just they do like a Mighty Morphin Power Rangers and become one big person. Easy done. Take over the world like that.
Why has this not been turned into a horror movie? We've had like Birdemic, which was possibly the crappiest movie I've ever seen.
And Apocalypse.
What about the original
works,
Hitchcock
too.
one? Birds, is it?
yeah, Birds is good.
Yeah,
Bird.
the crappy version of Birdemic.
Yeah.
The only one I've seen was is it American Psycho or Psycho? Just Psycho.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was a good film.
that made me
Granted,
terrified.
not about animals, but does fall into the.
It was more of a psychology film, and like the whole horror aspect doesn't even come into it till about 3/4 of the way through the film.
Oh, it's a good film.
But it's the start's still excellent anyway.
And the shower is like the second worst place to be attacked by a madman. Anyway,
It's
Since that movie came out, though,
that movie was like that scene is like the epitome of adaptation decay though. I don't know if you guys have read TV tropes. You heard of that?
yeah. I love
Yes.
TV tropes.
The
if you link that to me, I'll spend the entire rest of the day just going through TV tropes after TV tropes.
Yeah, this site is procrastination warning here because this site it's worse than Reddit. Like you think Reddit's bad for procrastination, TV tropes is about 10 times worse.
Have
Fellow-
you've
fellow
ever
Redditor.
visited?
Yeah, I have, absolutely. It is the encyclopedia of useless TV stuff.
Yeah,
Just absolutely. And not even in just TV, but in every format, in anime, in film, in, everything.
Yeah, it like breaks down movies into segments pretty much, and then lets you know like where that bit came from. So for like the Avengers, it broke down the team structure,
Yeah.
which falls into like a generic structure called blah blah.
The Magnificent Seven, that comes. It
Yeah.
almost breaks down film to a molecular level, if you will.
Oh,
Just for you, Adam.
Oh,
Very good.
Thank you.
That deserves a round of applause.
But you were reading TV tropes.
Yep. So adaptation decay is one of the tropes on TV tropes, and it's that like a scene from a movie, say the shower scene from Psycho, becomes so popular that people don't even remember what film it comes from. So like kids these days be like, oh yeah, they recognize the shower scene with the
Dun, 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 dun,
with the violin that's like out of tune. The discordant, that's what it is. Discordant violin.
Not out of tune, but it's chords put together that don't.
Yeah,
sound right.
yeah, like it's something to do with wavelengths.
like a Nicki Minaj song.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Fair enough.
And people will know that scene where she gets killed in the killed in
Spoilers.
the shower.
Spoilers.
Yeah. For those people who haven't seen the movie, people get killed.
You
which
had
is
like 40 years. Come
Yeah.
on.
Fairly sure like one person dies in that film. That's about it.
Yeah.
Poltergeist, as a quick sideline, no one dies. Fucking creepy movie.
Oh, Paranormal Activity 3, I have an interesting fact for that. Nobody's interested. No one at all was interested in that movie. Just an interesting fact.
That's true. Okay, back
Yeah.
to
Back to the shower scene.
Yeah, like people will see the shower scene and go, "Oh, yes, we recognize this," and then like, "That's from Psycho? What's Psycho? Who's Hitchcock?" It's just kind of like, yeah.
Even as an 8-year-old kid, I was going,
Terrible.
I'm going to make him an offer he can't refuse. I didn't even know it was from Godfather until I saw it later on.
Dude, I still haven't seen that film.
yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I had a bit of deprived childhood when it comes to films. I only saw Beauty and the Beast when it came out in 3D.
Really?
Like, this year, so...
Well, you got
It
the
came
extra-
out in... Why? Why does that need to be 3D-ized?
Because money. Because delicious tons
Exactly.
of money.
They're doing it to Finding Nemo. I refused. Finding Nemo is one of my favorite kids' films. It's one of the few films I can just sit down and watch repeatedly.
It's the
Yeah,
most
but that's
popular
'cause-
DVD of all time.
And
Damn right. It's
you
Australian.
haven't seen The Emperor's New Groove, so that's probably...
I have seen that film.
The one David Spade film I can actually stand to watch.
I know, hey.
It is
yeah,
the
true.
absolute best. Look, I drew the line at Star Wars in 3D. Because he started with the prequels. George Lucas was said, I'll make the original trilogy in 3D, which I wasn't even gaming for anyway. But then he goes, you have to make it through number 1, 2, and 3 first. I'm like, no.
I went to
the
see
third one's quite good.
Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah, I
It's
quite
the
liked
best of
it.
the first 3, I'll be honest.
Yeah, the action is excellent. That's what I liked about it.
45-minute lightsaber fight, man. Oh.
Crazy. I like the action in the second one, but there's that whole middle bit you kind of got to sit through.
I hate sand. It's coarse and it gets everywhere. Shut up, man. Just swing a lightsaber at somebody.
Yes, truly. Yeah,
Anakin just...
He was like the next generation of Keanu Reeves. Like, there was nothing there in the face. He was cue carding it just off the camera side. Like, I hate sand. It's, and... Sorry, what? Am I acting right now? I can't really tell.
Okay, so I have a counter argument for that, and
Go-
it's called The Bitch That Does Twilight.
Uh-huh. Oh,
So-
okay. All right. You mean the bitch who sleeps with directors to get movies?
Well, okay, I have a counter argument for that again,
Kristen
which
Stewart.
is I would sleep with a director to get a movie deal.
I would do exactly what she did. I would have played Snow White as well if I had to have sex with the director. That'd be fine.
Yeah, same. I wouldn't be happy.
Might
playing
be okay if
someone
the director's hot. I don't know.
else. Nah, even if the director wasn't hot, I would like juggle the balls, play with the shaft. I'll do it.
Eli, you have no shame.
That is true. That is very true.
Yeah, that's fair enough. No, well, I mean, she almost made a second face at some point in her career, and I admire her for that. But
She isn't supposed to in Twilight, though. The whole point is that it's projecting.
That like constipated, hungry look
yeah, and every girl
to
out there
betray love of a vampire. I mean, it's,
well, every girl looks at that
brilliant.
constipation and goes, "That's just like me. That is me." Ugh. Well, I mean,
I think that's a bit of a terrible generalization. There's a lot of women that don't like that.
I read those books. Lao Tzu, know thy enemy.
Wow.
Okay, so I wanted to make sure I was.
You are a brave man.
Oh no, I'm just a stupid man, and the line between bravery and stupidity is very, very thin.
True.
That shit sucks, man. Ugh.
I tried.
Uh-huh.
I actually tried, and it was just like I couldn't get past the first page, and I was physically like hurt that someone who can write so bad got a freaking book deal, and I can't even get people to look at the children's stories that I
4
write.
books, my friend.
Yeah.
What's
10
ev-
movies and
What's even more disappointing is 50 Shades of Grey. Like,
50
I've got
Shades of
nothing wrong.
Gay.
I've got nothing wrong with a romance novel selling incredibly well, and that's what it is. Point blank, it's
Porn.
book porn, which is
Yeah,
just
it's smut book.
which is another name for romance novel, which is it's totally fine that people read that. It's just sad that outsells good like literature basically.
Now that you've said that, Eli, though, there is going to be a gay version of that book, probably, that's going to be called 50 Shades of Gay. Have you noticed that, though? It's doing the same thing Twilight did when it first came in. When Twilight first came in, all of a sudden there was an entire paranormal romance section of your bookstore.
There was.
And it just had close-ups of roses and blood-colored things and that kind of stuff. Now 50 Shades of Grey has invaded, Angus and Robertson's, that kind of stuff. And there's a whole wall of just loose ties and stiletto heels and that kind of stuff. And it was like, no, where's general fiction? Come on.
Hidden down the back.
I-
I would know. I work in a bookshop, so
Do you?
yes.
Oh, man, that'd be the dream. It was either that or a video store for me as ideal
You
jobs.
would think it's a dream until you realize that you don't get a paycheck because everything that you get, you end up spending in this shop.
Yeah, you don't even make it out the door. You're like,
It's,
well, I did want to
it's
read.
pretty bad.
I wanted to read Cloud Atlas. I'll be honest. Ching. Oh, there's my paycheck going.
Yeah. Well, I've managed to control myself and go back to borrowing from the library. So
Oh my god, the library. Quaint idea, isn't it?
they've got more than any bookshop anyway. So you just look up which branch of the library has, say, the copy of Watchmen, and you go and borrow it.
I got my copy signed by Dave Gibbons. Oh my god, such a good thing.
I'm a bit jealous.
Here's a question for you, and Eli as well.
Oh, thanks for including me.
Oh no worries. This whole
Wait, you're still
transition.
here?
this whole transition from traditional books to Kindles and iBooks and stuff like that. Are you an ardent like, no, I will not, or do you dabble?
I have a good answer for this.
I'd love to hear
If
it.
you had asked me before I brought my tablet, I would be all like, why do you need a tablet to read comics or read books? Like, what is wrong with carrying around a book? And to be honest, since I've got my tablet, I have a collection of Game of Thrones books that are just still sitting wrapped because I've been reading it on my tablet.
That's exactly what I'm reading right now, and that book is so dense and so many characters, that kind of stuff. Like, I love the fact that the book now comes with a search function. Like, who's that? I'll just search it. Oh yeah, he's that guy.
Yeah.
It's the best.
See,
This is the reason why I can never use textbooks for any assignments, is because the best you've got is an index, which sometimes is great, but search function,
yeah.
man,
Is it gonna be
Wikipedia all the way.
Is it going to be 50 years down the track we're going, oh man, books so analog. Ugh.
I
I don't think it's going to take 50 years. I think it's kind of...
yeah, it's definitely happening. I will agree. But my tablet doesn't smell like an old book does.
Yeah, but eventually...
That's not a problem for me.
Yeah.
You're right, you already entered the digital age.
Well, it's funny because I've never actually finished a book that I've got in ebook format. There's only one book. I got because Cory Doctorow put up a free EPUB of one of his books. And I've got that on my old tablet, which I don't even know where it is at the moment. I never finished it. Everything else I've read is in book format, pages and stuff.
They should release like a cologne of that, though. There's always old bookshop.
Book smell cologne.
Old book smells the best. There's this old bookshop I go to down the road. It's like no books over $10, but I just go in there and go,
Do you know what I find like a bit of a slap in the face? When you walk into a secondhand bookstore and you're like, oh man, such and such, I've never seen this before in like print. $30? Really?
that's why Borders went out, man. I couldn't afford to spend $45 on a book.
Exactly. They had everything, but there was the library.
Well, yeah, it was the library for ages, though. Like,
Yeah,
if you set up
that's
too
true.
many couches around the place, I'm going to sit down. And maybe
That is true. And if you do
Well-
have a graphic novel section, I am just not going to buy them, sit down and read them. on one of those
yeah,
couches.
that's your fault. Yeah, exactly. You invited me in.
What? You put in a Gloria Jean so now I can get coffee, sit down and read your book for free?
Man.
It's kind of what they were aiming for, but at the same time, it kind of backfired a bit.
Well, now they're begging for change, so there's that.
Well, they're gone. Angus Robertson, Borders are just gone. Poof. And I think it's the same pretty much everywhere in the West, at least.
Well, I mean, newspapers and magazines are already on the way out. Like, there's plenty of magazine publications I know that are just shutting down, print and just going online or doing, like subscription-based stuff, through
Yeah,
Kindle and stuff.
that's where I'm aiming to take Half Decent.
Oh,
at some point, yeah.
There you go, listeners. A little insight.
That
into
was the
things,
first.
Yeah,
You heard it here on the Half Decent cast.
the things that
Crazy.
are coming. Oh, you could not believe.
Yes. But look, we're 30 minutes into this. Let's get the ball rolling. We could talk forever about the smell of books, couldn't we, Adam?
I'm sure you could.
Oh, could we? And close.
Okay, Carl, tell us what have you been up to this week?
I have been dipping my toes into some comics. I know a lot of the Half Decent cast people are avid comic readers. Like
Me, for one.
Yeah, and you
Tumbles.
read Watchmen, of
No,
course.
I'm reading it at the moment.
Oh, really? What do you think
Yeah.
of it? Have you seen the film?
Yes, and the book's amazing. Like, even though the plot's, I think, pretty much the same, it's like it's given me a chance to really go through and go, oh, I know why that's significant later on, and so like I'm picking up all these little things in the background. It's great.
But I'm diving into comics now because of Marvel's new announcement of the next 5 films they're doing. They're doing Iron Man 3,
Yeah.
Captain America 2. They're doing, but the one that really caught my eye is Guardians of the Galaxy.
I know. Hey.
Like my favorite, one of my favorite films of the last phase of Marvel was Thor, because it finally took superheroes and took them off the planet, like out of space, man. That's where it's at. So I was really intrigued by Guardians of the Galaxy. I picked up their 2008 run of Annihilation. Absolutely incredible, dude. And of course it features Rocket Raccoon, who everyone seems to go apeshit over. Have you guys heard of that?
Yeah, I know who Rocket Raccoon is, but I don't get the appeal.
Yeah, really? Anthropomorphized. Well, I mean, there's the furry market right there. Who's gonna go see that film?
Yeah.
But I'm actually really excited for it. It's got this kind of irreverent sort of black comedy to it. I'm really, really enjoying it. I've never been much of a comic book reader. Yeah, I'll take graphic novels, The Dark Knight Returns, The Killing Joke, Long Halloween, that kind of stuff. I'm a big Batman fan. And Watchmen, of course. I recently got into Swamp Thing as well. Alan Moore's Swamp Thing. Probably
Yeah.
one of the greatest runs on a comic book ever. Alan Moore, insane. That dude is crazy. V for Vendetta.
I
Watchmen,
can't
of
think
course.
of like any good arguments against that.
It's hard to. I mean,
Yeah.
they've kind of been enshrined in the pantheon, the big hall of fame as far as comic books go. But apart from that, I'm eagerly awaiting Assassin's Creed 3. Oh my god, dude. Have you been seeing the trailers?
Don't
Nope.
shoot me for this, but I haven't even played Assassin's Creed 1.
Really?
What?
Yeah.
Oh,
It's-
well, the first one's a little bit boring.
Yeah, just
Gets
skip to
repetitive.
second, man, because you'll get the entire plot of 1 anyway in the front.
Yeah, exactly.
But you know how there's those games that just somehow you miss,
Yeah.
and then it gets too far down the track, and you're like, oh wow, I'd really love to play Assassin's Creed 3. There's like 5 games before it that I've got to.
4, I think, isn't there?
Yeah, exactly. Well,
What isn't there? Oh, no, 'cause
Including,
it's the fifth, it's the
Brotherhood.
fifth.
1,
Yeah.
2, Brotherhood, Revelations, and 3. So this will be the 5th one,
Yeah.
even though it's the 3rd. But
I've
then,
only played 1 and 2.
but then there's like mobile games, and then there's card games and novels, dude. That's weird. Games getting into novels.
Have you ever read the StarCraft novels? They're pretty good. The StarCraft comic actually is really good.
I read the novelization of Super Mario Brothers, the movie. And
That
not-
exi-
that's
that
not bragging.
exists?
That's an admission. That's me
Wow.
breaking down in tears, going,
Wow.
"I read the novelization of King Koopa, Dennis Hopper." Oh dear, oh dear. No,
Wow.
I'm a big
Dedication.
fan of the Assassin's Creed series. It's parkour is taken ages to be done right on like any next generation console, but I really dig it, and it's an interesting sci-fi narrative. Like sci-fi games, there's not really enough of them out there these days. I mean, Mass Effect the series just ended. StarCraft, as you say, that is extremely involved, and it's still a very active community. It's North Korea's national sport, if
Yeah,
you will.
yeah.
Well, sorry, South Korea. Oh, jeez, I
Are
mixed up the
they-
Koreas.
I'm not going to say that because if I say that, someone's going to come back and go, "That's so racist." So
I'm no longer allowed in Pyongyang. Well, my loss, I guess.
I don't think anyone's allowed in Pyongyang.
Is that so?
North Korea.
I'm still being racist, aren't I?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Seoul, South Korea.
Oh, all right. But
Gangnam Style, man.
yeah,
oh, I just got introduced to that. Oh my
Gangnam Style.
god. How good is the film clip for it? And he's just like pops up in the elevator, just like
Yeah.
doing that
Yeah.
dancey thing that I
No,
can't do.
I just love the little sort of horse canter he does just across
Yeah.
as the chicks are working out. It's amazing. It's like K-pop saw LMFAO and went, yeah, we can do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's because my good friend Evan was showing me, and I was like, I don't get it. And he's like, oh, it's just Korea's version of LMAFO.
I don't think it's quite.
Yes, it.
I think he's a bit of a what do you call it? Political activist, I guess.
What, like Chumbawamba? They're a political band, I just found out.
How?
I know, we all thought they just got knocked down and got back up again, but apparently they're like really critical of Parliament through their songs and that kind of stuff, and I'm like, well, that was...
How does we get knocked down, but we get back up again and have like any? I can see some like
Yeah.
now that you mention it, but like really?
I know, but it's like the Baja men saying they're feminists, Like, and if you look deep into their songs, you'll find defense of women. It's like, it's not even there, man.
Yeah, well,
Wow,
So-
I'm gobsmacked.
no. Apparently, yeah, Gangnam Style is a because Gangnam is an area in Seoul, like a suburb in Seoul, where like so much of the country's wealth is just located. Like it's where all the rich people live.
Yuppies. It's Korean yuppies.
Apparently, the video clip is all about, and the lyrics are all about stupid things these rich people do.
I
And how
can
like
totally
it's
see
totally
it now.
totally vapid and
Yeah.
empty.
I'll wear a tuxedo and have a man just sort of crotch dance above me in an elevator. Yeah, I'm that rich.
Exactly. I think. Well, I was reading this actually from a link off Reddit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
You
and it's,
editor, you?
this is I only watched the video for the first time last night, but I'd heard about it through reading this article. Apparently, so yeah, Gangnam Style is actually a political musical piece.
You just added a layer of depth to that thing that never existed before.
I know you can now you can respect this song for good reasons.
Okay, now
rather than just catchy.
now
And it
I
is.
want to see some hipster do a thesis
Yeah.
on this song.
And when you say do a thesis, you mean write something down in a notepad he bought from Typo, take an Instagram of it, and put it on his Tumblr account.
And then put something about having so much swag.
Yeah, hashtag YOLO.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, dear God.
dude, that there's so much hipster in that. It's not even funny.
When did hipster start? Like, when did the name hipster
It
was coined? 'Cause
sometime in the 90s, I think. But
Is
it
that so?
only,
Because
it didn't take off over here until pretty recently.
I felt I didn't hear it until like 2009 or something like that. Like it just sort of swept up on everybody, and all of a sudden everyone's wearing boat shoes and like really tight jeans and
Isn't it just like an off
Triple
trend
J
of
music?
hipsters though? I mean, no, hipsters.
Hippies.
What's we're talking? Yeah, hippies.
yeah.
Yeah, because I remember ages ago, like, oh, well, not ages ago, but yeah, South Park, like, Cartman's hatred of hippies. I remember reading something that was just stemming from their hatred of people pretending to be hippies, which I assume is a hipster.
I got nothing personally against hipsters, you know, as far as a fashion choice goes. Do whatever you want, wear your skinny jeans, have your boat shoes. But when you wear lensless glasses, you're mocking me. Because I have actual eyesight problems. If you're wearing just big Buddy Holly frames and I can poke your eye through them,
Yeah.
I'll do so. I will literally attack you.
Bam!
Yeah, exactly. There's your glasses now, man. Bam.
Well, they probably deserve it for those glasses. They're pretty terrible.
Yeah. Oh no. Well, I wanted to get a pair, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, so Assassin's Creed 3.
Yes, I can't wait. I mean, are you aware of the guy Nolan North? Do you know the name Nolan North?
Rings a bell. I wouldn't be able to tell you anything about him, but
He
it
basically
rings a bell.
voices every video game character ever. He was the Penguin in
it's-
Batman Arkham City.
Yeah, okay, it's going to be one of those things, like, when I'm watching a show, I'm like, who is that voice? And then I IMDb the shit out of it, and a second later be like, oh my god, he does this and this? Yep, okay.
Yeah, exactly.
one of
But yeah,
them.
he's the Prince of Persia. He's obviously Desmond Miles in Assassin's Creed. He's been in the Mass Effect series. He's basically everyone. He's going to be voicing me pretty soon, which is fair enough. I understand. You know, everybody needs work. But yeah, I just get so annoyed by finding all these common, like, and he doesn't even hide it, like all these just common voices spanning across entire franchises, you know?
Yeah.
He's Nathan Drake from Uncharted.
Ah.
So it's not like the guy doesn't already
Okay,
have
yeah,
a
I know
gig.
who you're talking about now.
Yeah, it's absolutely insane. But I want to get into something I'm a little hesitant to admit. I'm hanging out for the third season of My Little Pony, Friendship is Magic.
Oh, Brony. It's a Brony in our midst.
So, yeah, yeah.
See,
No,
prejudice.
it's just, I've never, like,
I can see the
heard or-
appeal, but I would never get into it myself.
No, that's fair enough. No, that seems to be like the new target on the internet, though. Like fucking brony bitches, blah, 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 blah.
But I don't know, like, I've watched some pretty terrible shows. I just know nothing about My Little Pony to be able to make a solid judgment as to whether I would want to watch it or...
Dude, I was totally on the outside as well. I don't want to mention it too much about my podcast, GMT, very early days. I would mock the bronies without having even seen the show or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, as part of an episode, we watched the pilot. And I was like, well, yeah, that was alright, but that's kind of stupid. And then next thing you know, Reddit.
Well,
Yeah.
all downhill from there.
I don't know, like, they're just sub-communities of, like, are you part of any major fandom? Are you, like, are you a Redcoat from Firefly, or are you a
Nope.
Wheatonite, or...
Well, I will make my Quidditch alliances clear. So I guess
Ah.
I'm a Potter fan.
Well, I mean, you're more of a sporting fan who just happens to
I
run a
hate
bit of Potter in
sports.
there. Really?
Yeah.
Oh, fair enough.
I don't know. I play ice hockey and Quidditch, but don't ever ask me to sit down and watch football with you.
I've seen more gnarly injuries from Quidditch than I have from any football game, though.
Well,
It's just-
Quidditch is a bit
yeah.
of an absurd sport. You mean you're running around with a broom between
Take
your
that
legs?
back.
Adam
I didn't mean it in a bad way. I meant it
I
as
love it.
you're carrying broom between your legs.
10 points from Adam Dorr.
Yeah.
Aww.
But yeah, no. So I can see where you're coming from as being part of a fandom.
Well, what about you, Adam? Are you part of any specific fandom?
Not really. I kind of just flit on the edges of things. I've never even really seen much TV sci-fi. I'm a big fan of a lot of the more hardcore
Porn?
sci-fi. No, sci-fi you get in books. So you guys probably wouldn't heard of people like Charlie Stross and Peter Watts. No,
No.
Did you say Charlize Theron?
Charlie Stross.
Yeah, she's pretty. That's as deep as I go. Really? You never got into TV sci-fi?
No,
Not even like Deep Space Nine.
Or Battlestar Galactica?
I know I hate to admit it because
Hey,
it's it's almost a bit hipster. Is that like I think like treating space like an ocean. It's like no, it's not. There's no sound in space.
Oh, so that's your big qualm, the scientific aspects of it all.
Well, it's not really a problem with there being a lack of it. It's just I really like it when they like treat it properly, and you can kind of think this might actually happen, kind of thing.
Now we're getting back into TV tropes. The kind of things like whenever there's a sci-fi film, they always put a star field in the background, like those many, many dots. When in fact, if you were to actually go into space, it would just be black.
Yeah.
Like because the sun is right there, it would immediately block out any other light from other points as well. But no sound in space as well.
Yeah,
but it means that no one can hear you when you're being raped.
Well, when you scream, which may be a byproduct of being raped, but
well, there's only no sound because there's nothing to vibrate through.
Yeah, exactly.
In a capsule, there's plenty of air.
Yeah, but that
R.I.P. Neil Armstrong.
Yeah, that was sad.
It was. If you guys, there's an XKCD comic on projection of how many astronauts are going to be alive. And I thought of that, like, when I heard Neil Armstrong, I was like, oh, there's one off that list. Something like 9 left.
Yeah.
And that's it. 9 people have been to the moon.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It might be like 15, but it's a pretty small number.
Yeah, but it sounds like a number that should be a lot higher than what it is.
Yeah.
It should be a number that's going up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they should be adding to it, not just, like, counting it down.
Yeah. All those,
Woo! One more dead!
No, Buzz Aldrin is so glad he didn't go first this time.
Ho, ho, ho.
Rest in peace. No, I say that in all sincerity.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we somehow segued away from Assassin's Creed, but let's just jump to you, Adam. What have you been up to this week?
Well, nothing particularly exciting within the last couple of days, but last week I went through a bit of a phase of watching drug films, so Train Spotting and Requiem for a Dream.
Oh, geez, that's a light afternoon, isn't it?
Yeah, no, I saw The Expendables shortly afterward, and I was like, oh, okay, good.
Okay, back to reality.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Requiem for a Dream, if any of you have seen it, you'll know it's an incredibly depressing film.
It's not fun.
It's an amazing film, absolutely amazing film. Like, everything that's done in this film is just really, really well done. But it's incredibly dark. Trainspotting's a bit lighter though, fortunately, so watching into that. It's all, yeah, there's almost a happy ending, hopeful ending in Trainspotting. But yeah, no, I highly recommend both films. They're really good.
Is that you vicariously living a drug life through film?
Yeah, no, I've never actually done drugs and hadn't even seen weed until fairly recently, so
seeing weed like you saw it in the street, like, well, I've seen it now, I feel I can move on.
Yeah,
no, I got pretty excited about that.
That's my life.
Yeah, that's not what you do. You can actually just see it and get high.
Yeah, well, basically, don't do drugs, kids. They're pretty bad. That's what I got from.
Someone gives them to you for free, because then you're saving yourself a lot of money.
Adam's tip of the day: don't do drugs. Just do one.
Yeah,
just do one.
Pick one and stick with it for your life.
Pluralization is bad. Stick to headache.
Well, you end up pretty screwed if you're doing heroin, apparently, according to Requiem for a Dream.
One of my favorite websites is facesofmeth.com. Those people don't like smooth complexions or teeth. They don't enjoy it. And there's another great website out there. I think it's called pickaperp.com. What it is, it's 3 random perpetrators. Their mugshots all lined up in a row. And the question underneath is like, okay, now which one of these was busted for assault and violence? And you got to pick. You got to try and figure it out.
I have my tablet just here, and I'm just going to stop talking for a good half hour.
Well, I mean, it just like...
This is like going back to ratemypoo.com for me. I wasted so many...
Whoa, what?
Really? You've never heard of ratemypoo.com?
I've heard of it. I've never met a frequenter, if you will.
Me and my friend spent so many hours on that giggling and braiding. So this perpetrator thing, right up my alley.
Yeah, I think it's pickaperp.com, but just Google something vaguely like that. I love the fact that we've taken the internet, one of the most incredible advances in human communication and technology.
Ever.
Yeah, changing the way that we speak, talk, communicate, all that kind of stuff. And we've diluted it down to, how good is this picture of my poo? I want you to know. And you know what? There's a community. There's people who went, yeah, no, what does my poo look like? What do you think? No, well, we should...
Wow, someone's upvoted that for a 10? Mine was so much bigger.
And there was a gentleman out there who was who was a computer engineer or whatever it takes to go.
Yeah,
I could build a website for this. There's a need. There's an audience. I can build this. It's like if Jackass met the Social Network.
I read an article. Can't remember what it was in. New Scientist probably, about YouTube and how YouTube's going to show us how weird we really are.
Oh, I think
now
I think YouTube's already shown us how weird we really are.
Exactly, but why it's going to show us this because it's going to be the viewers who choose. It's going to be like a democracy of TV kind of thing.
So when it goes to hell, YouTube would be like, "You did this. It was all you." I don't know.
Pretty much.
I used to think people were good and decent. And then I saw Two Girls, One Cup, and it's all changed, man.
Yeah.
That was my nom.
Life is upside down. So, picktheperp.com
There we go.
is the thing. Who was charged with grand theft? Now the pictures haven't loaded for me.
But it's always like random, so like an old black man and a young like blonde pregnant woman, and then just like a dude who could be like from your work, and you got to pick it. It's amazing. It's you'll spend hours on there because you want to get like a chain going.
Better not move that too close to the mic. It's like
Not literally like a chain gang, but like just
yeah.
a chain of people.
They look like ordinary people.
Yeah, no. My number 2 is like she just looks like a housewife,
Yeah, exactly.
like blonde hair. I definitely her.
And the answers will always surprise you.
But yeah, so okay, that sounds good.
I
I
think-
don't know how we got to that from where we were. but-
Drug movies.
Oh yeah, drug movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, you watched a lot of drug movies.
Yeah.
Did a lot of drugs, and you told kids, don't do drugs.
Just do one.
Yeah.
I didn't tell them to do one.
No,
You
well,
guys just kind of added that on.
Let's
at
play back
end.
the tape. I think you actually did say
Yeah.
that.
You've
Really?
heard it first on the Half Decent
Yeah, and-
podcast.
Yeah, exactly. Adam the drug mule. I think that's a decent use of our criminal populace, though. Like, if we're gonna have crims, why not don't just shack them up and leave them to rot? Put them in the Hunger Games, or like make them dance or something. Like those Taiwanese prisons that do like Thriller and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's
It's kind of
amazing,
like
though.
Death Race in real life.
Exactly. We need to implement strategies to use
Back
prisoners for fun.
to arenas.
Yes.
Back to arenas.
Gladiatorial arenas or
Yeah.
Hunger Games, but use more.
Hunger
of them.
Games, I don't know. Hunger Games would be good, but I think arenas would be better because they could happen like just every Saturday. Just like, and
Every Saturday.
yeah, every Saturday. And today's arena we have Tumbles
Yeah, exactly.
versus Jono.
It's manslaughter versus manslaughter.
Yeah.
Adam the Carver Ray versus Eli gonna take you down, Smith.
So you did
Man,
that a
I
lot
would so
better than
lose
me.
at that.
Huh?
I would so lose in that.
Well, I mean,
Be dead first round.
Do you know? Okay, no.
No,
They
you-
could make it super interesting and just turn this like MacGyver type feel to it, and just so but like a piece of dental floss,
Mm-hmm.
a nail, make your weapons.
exactly.
Like a bar of soap, a banana, and a hammer.
So it's basically
You could do a lot with that.
You could like
Slippery hammer, man.
Yeah.
McGlaviators. It's like MacGyver meets gladiators. You got to sharpen this banana into a shiv so you can stab someone.
but you can't take too long because it'll oxidize and just turn to mush.
And Adam's right because you need to pit these things equally. You can't have like a manslaughter guy versus a guy who was pirating DVDs. Like that's just not fair.
No,
You could, though,
pirating
you
DVDs
could.
is a serious crime.
And he could use them like
Downloading
discs,
off the
like,
internet.
Like he could use them like Xena used her chakra thing.
I think you just alienated our entire audience.
yeah.
effectively.
If anyone didn't get that, I was joking.
Yeah.
We are not condemning too badly people who pirate films.
Do you know what?
But we are against it.
I learned a really interesting fact. You know that you wouldn't steal a car like thing that's at the start of DVDs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You wouldn't.
So you wouldn't download a car.
You wouldn't steal, a purse.
Yeah. The song that's used for that was made for Olympics or something like that. It was made for something else. But they did not have permission to use that song.
They
for
stole
that.
the song.
Yeah, they stole the song.
That's the ultimate irony, dude.
It is. I can't think of the exact story, but pretty much it essentially boils down to they stole the song.
It's not even a good song. Like we've all heard like
It's just a boring, distorted guitar riff, really.
Exactly. I would have loved to the dominoes would fall like a house of cards. Like they stole the song, the footage isn't even theirs. They didn't own the cameras that shot the footage or anything like that. They illegally broadcasted it on everything. Like it's not even supposed to be there. Every part of it is a hoax. It's just a big house of lies. That'd be genius.
The actors weren't paid; they were held at gunpoint.
Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't
Do
actors.
this shot.
Yeah.
I'll take you down.
You wouldn't steal the song you use for your hypocritical ad about stealing. Yes, you would.
I think that is like the best case of irony ever.
Do you remember that ad though? Like, there's that girl in the front on her computer, and it just has like downloading like a massive
Yeah,
bar.
a massive bar. And a good portrayal of the internet, in my opinion.
She has the fastest download speed ever, that girl, because movies are huge. Not that I would know, but movies are huge when you download them. And that girl was just like,
We can.
Done.
You could guess how big they are.
yeah, look, I'm just hypothetically speaking here.
Of course.
Super jealous, though, because some parts of America, I'm pretty sure, just got gigabyte connections.
Oh,
Where are
I'm
our
drooling.
gigabyte connections in Australia?
you made me drool. Sorry.
But, like honestly, okay, in a theoretical world where people do download stuff from the internet, could you imagine just like Saturday night, oh, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know, I haven't seen Pulp Fiction for a while. Why don't I just go download it? Okay, let's watch Pulp Fiction.
Done.
Like, just instant stream. Like,
How with that much bandwidth, you could be like, hey, let's download 10 copies of it at once.
yeah.
Exactly.
Whatever I'm going to do with 10 copies of Pulp Fiction, I don't know, but I have 10 illegal copies of them now.
Hey, this guy uploaded a loop of Titanic for 300 hours. Yep, sounds good
Yep.
to me. Let's go for it.
But
I'm sorry.
Repeatedly.
I got lost for a second there.
could you honestly, like, a second?
I know.
And, like, most movie files aren't even a gig.
I'm on 200
Oh, at least I think most movie files aren't even a gig.
hypothetically
could,
speaking. Yeah, exactly.
Theoretically.
I remember when I used to be on like 20 gig a month. Oh, and now I'm 200 and I can't stop. I'm going to 500. It's become my crack. It's become my drug addiction. Is getting more and more bandwidth. Just go mine, all mine.
That's a better than most drug addiction.
Must
Drug addiction. I
download
think.
all the things.
But what just blows my mind is, like, only 2 years ago, we were, like, struggling. I was, like, my family was struggling to get good... Oh, not 2 years ago, probably, like, 5. But to, like, even just log on to WoW without getting lag. And now it's like... I think I might just play WoW and something else at the same time and not notice lag.
Hashtag first world problems.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I love the fact... Well, sorry.
You couldn't play Counter-Strike. I couldn't play Counter-Strike Source a couple of years back during prime time because there'd just be too many people.
Yeah.
This is on Australian
What
servers.
is this, a third world country? I don't understand this. I love the fact that we lived during the period where the internet was introduced. I remember, like, primary schools when it was first really heading toward... Like, I was, like, 8 years old, and I just used it to download cheats for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2. And I was like, what is this beautiful thing that I've just found?
Wow, you used to get cheats. I think I saw my first boobs instead.
Oh, well, no, I eventually saw my first boobs on it, but as an 8-year-old, I had priorities. Not boners, but kickflips.
Yeah, that's true.
Pokemon. And that kind of
Oh,
stuff.
my God. And Game Boys were, like, rare titanium in those days. I just flash back to being primary school. The one kid in school who was rich enough to have a Game Boy was Brent Ward, and all the people would crowd around him and watch him play. Like it was a spectator sport. We were all so sad. Oh.
We had Game Boy Pockets back in the day. That was my first
Really?
portable console.
Oh, wow.
I was a bit
I
late
was,
to the
yeah.
game. Got first console was a 64, and that was about 3 years after it came out.
Sega Genesis.
Oh, Atari 2600.
Oh man, that's
Wood panel.
Going back.
You know it's good when it's got wood.
Crazy. 64 was all plastic.
It was. I never had a 64. I missed out on.
Really?
I've never played a Zelda. I'll say it right
Smash
now.
Bros.
I'm like,
Socially, but I'm not very good at it. I don't know what the
Man.
buttons are. I'm a complete
Missing out.
yeah, I'm sorry, but I'm gonna force you to sit on a chair and play Ocarina of Time now or something.
You say that like it's a punishment.
Yeah, well that's true.
I mean,
It is in parts.
you know, you're
Using
right.
that boomerang.
The water temple, yeah, I know. But you're acting like I'm missing out on the 20-year franchises I played when I was a kid. Nintendo didn't really have anything new. I mean, there's still
No,
Yeah.
they really don't.
New Super Mario Brothers 2 just came out for 3DS, and it's like just collect all the coins. Well, I kind of did that back when it was on SNES.
Yeah, I think the best way to sum it up is after playing the new Super Mario Brothers one on the Wii, where it's 4-player multiplayer. It's like, yeah, they've brought out this game that hasn't made any improvements since Super Mario Bros. 3.
Well, it just leans on all the stuff from Super Mario Brothers 3. Like,
Yeah.
okay, we'll have a green level first, then we'll have a desert level, then we'll have an ice level, then like nothing new about. That's why I loved Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Oh yeah.
It was at least an entirely different, sort of approach to the same stuff. Like the way the worlds were constructed. I thought it was absolutely amazing. But then to go back to like the old 2D kind of just running across, like I had that game
I
a decade ago.
still just really loved being able to run around a whole planet.
Yeah.
They're just like, I'm going to leave this one. Jump.
Exactly, the gravity effects of it all as well. Like,
Yeah.
it implemented new things.
That was a brilliant game.
It was an excellent game. I'm surprised they like.
I feel bad for missing out on this game now.
We should do it for a Let's Play, I think.
Oh, that'd be
Okay.
amazing. Galaxy
Yeah.
2.
We'll all just get together in a room and circle jerk over Galaxy. Because it's really good.
I don't know. The discs aren't that big. I don't know if we'll be able to have too many people there.
Oh.
They've released a mod of Super Mario Galaxy 2 to a 2.5, like almost adding so much new stuff that it is a 3, but unofficially not through
Oh,
Nintendo.
unofficially? Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, because, I
Is this Nintendo guys doing this or just
I don't
just
know.
a random bunch
it's-
of people on the
I think
internet?
It's fans. So like mods are becoming the best versions of games these days. Like
well, what about the Black
think that's
Mesa
always-
game that's coming out that, like, Valve are just so behind?
yeah,
Like,
exactly.
good guy Valve.
Yeah,
Could you imagine if it was an Activision game? Like, jeez.
Oh.
No.
You guys would be in jail.
Don't make me do that. I don't want nightmares anymore. But like DayZ from Arma 2
Yeah.
or Slender, that started out as a mod, didn't it? Something like that.
I'm not 100% sure. I don't
Daisy,
know.
this is the multiplayer zombie thing.
Yeah, exactly.
it's
Yeah, I got
really
a friend
fun.
who's obsessed with
Where the
that at
humans are
moment.
more deadly than the zombies, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's brutal good.
My friend was telling me, I think this is the game people will go around in groups and it's all based off an army simulator.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then you
Arma
turn on
2.
your friends when they get better guns than you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I got a friend who told me a story about this the other week where apparently this was on YouTube, so
Well, backtrack. Since when do you when do you have friends?
I've got plenty of friends, thank you very much.
Biological
Yeah,
friends,
really?
molecule-sized friends.
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, I make
That's
my own
you
friends.
do biology. You made them yourself. Yeah, there we
Yeah.
go.
I just clean my friends up in exo wombs.
He called his friends Pete because he made him in a petri dish.
And he smells of lavender, or at least I think he does.
I assume he does. I implanted those genetic components within him.
Yeah, he's got lavenders growing out his ears.
Yep. So continue.
Yeah, so apparently having these group of guys went around and picked up some people who just spawned into the game. Like two different guys. And they gave them a knife each. And they're like, okay, fight to the death and whoever wins comes with us. And so
Right.
yeah, so that's what they do in this DayZ game apparently, is they just
Like
do
Mad
random
Max.
shit like this. Yeah. And so they let the guys fight and the guy who won got all the weapons and went along with them. Yeah.
So, are you guys big multiplayer gamers?
It depends on the game.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean console stuff.
No.
If I can find a game on PS3 that's all right to sit down with someone in a room and play, where I don't have to like get on the internet, I'll definitely sit down and play it. But I'm kind of yet to find one.
That's a shame
That's
because
not a fighter.
I just came across on the PS3 one of the most amazing multiplayer experiences ever.
If you say Journey, I'm gonna hug you.
Have you played Journey?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I love that game.
Okay,
Company.
now it's truly circle jerk time. Have you ever heard of Journey, Adam?
No, I'm thinking of the band right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's just don't stop believing. No, what Journey is, it's the third release from a game company called That Game Company.
Yeah.
They were previously releasing the PSN
Oh, that
store
game
games,
company.
Yeah,
Flow.
that game company.
Flow
Right.
and Flower. Flow, where you played an organism. You'd love it. It's all about
I
organisms
love
and stuff.
them. Oh, I love them so much.
And
honestly.
Flower, when you play a gust of breeze through a meadow.
Yeah, I think I've made you sit down and play it,
Really?
or I've at least shown you. Yeah, it's like you just hold the controller and you tilt it the way that you want the breeze to
Nope.
go.
Nope. Sounds awesome,
But
but
that third release, Journey, it's the culmination of all these prior experiences here. You play this creature. I'll say he's on a pilgrimage towards a big mountain.
Yeah, I still can't like explain that game.
It's it's literally the name, a journey, but it has one of the most unique multiplayer systems I've ever seen. Is that you connect with somebody over the internet, and there's no gamer tag, there's nothing to them. The only thing you can do is communicate via a chirp. You literally press a button and you go like,
huh.
Yeah.
and they can do the same thing, and you
Right.
form this connection through the entirety of the game, which is only about 1 or 2 hours long. I urge everyone to go out and buy it right now, but it's only 1 or 2 hours long. By the end, like, you have a better friend than the person you were really playing COD with, like the dude
Yeah.
you invited around to your
Well,
house.
when
Like,
you play
I-
COD with someone, you end up hating them. So
And Monopoly, yeah.
But I played it with this one guy, and I got all the way to the end, and it was like I had to go out, and I just felt so bad. Like, I felt like the worst person in the world because I had to stop playing and go.
Yeah.
So
And
this
we
is
were
very much a
like-
teamwork kind of thing.
It's no.
I played it the first time on my own, and it was still an amazing experience.
Yeah.
But the second time I played through, and this other thing that looked like me just came up to me and chirped at me. I was like, well, okay.
I think the first time you play it on your own, and then after that you can play it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
multiplayer.
It's an absolutely incredible game. It's a downloadable game from the PSN store. It's $20, which is a pretty high
Ooh.
price tag for.
Poor uni student here.
Well, yeah, I'm also a poor uni student, but I played
$20
that game,
in comparison to like $60 for the latest installment of Call of Duty.
and I guarantee you, I've played as much time on Journey as I have on any past COD.
Yeah. It's
It's hard to put hours in the COD though. Once you've played through, say, one of them a lot, you've played them all.
Yeah, well, COD. I remember when COD 4 first came out, and we were all sort of wowed by the set
Yeah.
pieces and the gameplay, that kind of stuff. And then Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and I was just like, nah, you had me at 1.
Yeah,
I'm still
they
Call
were
of Duty
excellent
2.
games.
Really?
Like,
Wow. El
I
Clasico.
don't think they needed to continue after 2. Like, if they had just made Call of Duty 2, Activision would just live in the Hall of Fame of awesome. But now they just
They got
mass
greedy?
produce crap.
What are they up to now? What's the one coming out? The future
Call
one.
of Duty asshole.
Black
something.
Ops 2, I believe, is the
Yeah.
next one that's coming up. But they literally have multiple game companies, sub game companies under them, working on like mobile versions of the game and all these different console and multiplayer and like PC and that kind of stuff. It's insane. I'm actually finding I'm enjoying shorter games these days than full console releases. Like
Yeah, well, it's probably because you've played them all, and there's only so many iterations you can do of a big main release.
Yeah,
It's like action films.
I mean, like, I'm waiting for them to do like a Resident Evil 4, just like bust out of the set parameters they've been in the entire time and just revolutionize. You guys played Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
Played the start of it.
Oh man,
I was a bit too creeped out to keep going.
a little too terrifying.
I didn't find it creepy. I enjoyed it. I just didn't find it that creepy.
See, I played Silent Hill, so after that, anything I played was fine with me. I was just like,
Same. I still haven't finished a Silent Hill game because I just can't bring myself back to it. But then, have you played
Terrifying.
Amnesia?
Have I played what?
Amnesia?
Amnesia: The Dark Descent.
Yes.
I own it. I haven't been brave enough to open it yet.
Yeah, same. I've played a tiny bit of it, but I want to live stream it, so I don't want to spoil it until I've got the opportunity to live stream it.
I bought it in the humble indie bundle that came out early this year. 8 games for $10. Amazing. I've been playing through like Super Meat Boy, Limbo. I just finished.
How brilliant is Limbo?
Limbo is one of the, I love these tiny games that just create such an impactful story experience. But Limbo is great. It's like if Tim Burton made a really good game instead of just really bad movies.
Starring.
I quite like Coraline, thank you very much.
Well, that was Henry Selick, my friend.
Pardon?
That was Henry Selick.
That wasn't...
No.
But that looks like Burton stuff.
Well, no. Henry Selick collaborated with Tim Burton on The Nightmare Before Christmas. So it was his aesthetic with Burton's,
That-
right.
I'm sorry.
That explains why Coraline's good then, I guess.
Coraline scared the hell out of me, man.
I was in the buttons.
Have you ever been in a movie theater on your own? And I mean, there's literally no other patrons in the same screening as you.
No, I've never had the good fortune for that.
Not on my own, but me and my girlfriend at Despicable Me.
Uh-huh.
It was literally just us.
Just
To the
you.
point where they even forgot to turn the movie on because they didn't think anyone was in there, and we had to go and be like, "Can we watch the movie we paid for?"
I've done it. I've done it 3 times, all for terrible films. Well, no, except Coraline. Coraline was in there on my own.
That would have been horrifying, man.
It's terrifying.
I
man.
watched it in the comfort of my lounge room.
I just threw my
during
clothes
the
off
day.
and ran up and down the aisle screaming, and no one knew because I was just in there on my own. Percy Jackson and the Lightning Thief. Don't ask me why I was there.
I haven't seen that.
It's bad.
And the movie adaptation of Dead or Alive, starring Holly Valance.
Yeah.
Isn't that old fighting game?
Yeah. And the only
Yeah.
reason I ever watched it on DVD was because I was like, "Oh, I like Dead or Alive." Turns out I don't like it enough to like the movie. But
It's not a good movie. No fighting game has made a good movie ever since I saw Mortal Kombat. Christopher Lambert is just horrible in it.
Since
Amazing.
when do
I have a soft
games
spot
make
for Mortal
good
Kombat.
films full stop?
Street Fighter was a good film.
Hey, and Street Fighter the movie, the game, was a great game.
Oh, I feel opposition here.
There was a Street Fighter the movie, the game.
Yeah, they based the movie off the game, then they made a game of the movie.
Isn't it just Street Fighter though?
No, it's Street Fighter the movie, the game. That's what
Was
it
it
was
the
called.
same
the movie,
game
the game.
mechanics and everything?
Yeah. except it just had the likeness of Jean-Claude Van Damme, Raul Julia, and Kylie Minogue.
Of all
Because haven't you always
things.
wanted to pummel Kylie Minogue to death with your own fists?
Yeah, Australians love to hate their
To our
pop
poppy
stars.
patrons.
Pretty much. Like the story as I know it for Kylie Minogue is everyone loved her when she was the new thing. Everyone's like, oh, because Australians, we all love an underdog, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
So when her first hit was big, we're like, oh yeah, this Kylie Minogue lady, she's pretty cool. This is all before my time, mind you. And then apparently, sometime after I was born, everyone started hating her, and yeah.
And then she got a role in Doctor Who.
Like literally a role.
Yeah, a role.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it's just because like
Well, she's basically English now, as far as we're concerned.
yeah, and Danny Minogue for some reason has popped up as the new one. But
I don't get that.
I love Australia's insistence that we only support underdogs because like
Yeah.
when Russell Crowe wins Oscars, he's Australian. When he threw that phone, New Zealand a bloody import, don't you know? Like
Yeah.
it was amazing.
It's like
But-
Crowded House. Crowded House is Australian, but yeah, we steal stuff off New Zealand, but it's good for us.
Yeah. They're like the Finn brothers in New Zealand, are they?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think there was one Australian member and an American member.
Yeah, well, that's close enough. I mean, that's a claim
It's
we can have.
Australian.
Half and
Totally
half.
ours.
It's like that tennis player. Can't remember the name.
Maria
Female-
Sharapova,
No.
the grunty one.
No, this is way back. This
You
is
lost
5
me
years.
at sport, but then you won me at grunt.
Dude, I don't know shit about sport, but I watched the tennis just to see like everyone gets so annoyed at this girl's like, ooh, 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 while her dad whips her from the stands. Man, Maria Sharapova was doing sit-ups in her crib. That's how crazy her dad was. Like you're gonna get into
Genuine
tennis.
story, or is this just
no, it's not. It's not a tall tale, mate. Don't call me a liar. See Adam slandering me, Eli.
I'm
Smell that
sorry,
back
I'm
on
sorry.
the podcast. So, we made it around what everyone's been up to. Somehow
think so,
skipped
yeah.
me, but that's cool.
Well, hey, Eli.
Oh,
I've got
yeah.
a question to ask
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
and I hope you can answer it. What have you been up to, man?
Oh, that's a good question. Not much. I brought a whole heap of comics because Comicsology, which is the comic app for like phones and tablets, fucking amazing.
Have it. Yep.
Yeah.
Swear by it.
I couldn't imagine reading a comic on a phone, though.
That's-
That
The screen's a bit too small.
yeah, and you've got to go like frame by frame. It's a bit weird.
What format do comics come in? So I understand that ebooks come in a couple of different formats.
Yeah,
the most popular being EPUB.
I think it's like CBA or something. I know if you illegally acquire them off the internet, you have to download a little app to actually make it run. Well, not an app, a program, but a lot of people just put them into PDFs.
That's a really
Right.
good guess. Wink, wink.
Yeah.
Wink, wink, wink.
But yeah, I recently found a whole heap of X-Men comics for $1.
Are we talking new X-Men releases? Or are we talking?
Volume 3 X-Men 1 to 15, so it was following just after Bastion came in and killed everyone. Hope ran off to make New Mutants. I don't know.
See, I always
Something
measure
about
it like before Dark Phoenix and after Dark Phoenix.
that. After Dark Phoenix.
Okay, fair enough.
After the death of Nightcrawler. I have
Oh,
never been like so upset in a comic before, but then been like so confused because I remember reading it. I was like, "Oh, Nightcrawler just teleported into someone's hand. That probably killed him." And then being like, "Nightcrawler's dead." So, yeah. So after that, sad.
teleporting would be a dud ability because you always remember Jumper when you had to think about it and you just end up in
Yeah.
that place.
Yeah.
I guarantee I'd splice myself into a wall or something like that. Like half of me would be sticking out, going like immediately my organs fail because they're full of bricks, and I was like, oh, God,
Dead.
why did I choose that? What's your favorite X-Men?
Nightcrawler.
Okay, fair enough. I clearly struck a chord there.
No, I agree on. I like Nightcrawler for his character development and his swashbucklingness. I don't really love the teleport as like a power set.
Mhm.
Like I don't know, it's good, but it's kind of a bit limited.
Do you think he was handled well in Bryan Singer's X2? The film.
It was a redeeming factor because it had Nightcrawler in it.
That's what attracted you in the first
I
place.
quite liked the original X-Men trilogy.
Really? Even the
I
third
haven't read the comics, but Yeah, no, I quite like the films. The third one, not so much.
I didn't hate the third one. I thought it was good. Like they obviously could have done, handled Phoenix a bit better.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
that was.
The action sequences were a bit.
It was
Wanting.
almost a bit over the top.
What? Really? You wouldn't say it. You say it ain't. So I just feel it turned into the Wolverine trilogy. Like really, really quick. They realized how good Hugh Jackman was in that role.
I really disliked X-Men Wolverine. I thought it was quite an
Wolverine Origins. I
Yeah,
hated
terrible.
the storyline.
Really, really
It
horrible.
had so much potential, and like I was excited about this film, and I'm like, oh, well, screw you.
Yeah, exactly. I loved X-Men First Class though.
That was a good film.
Really good film. But going back to like Wolverine Origins, you probably wouldn't know because you don't read as much comics. But like,
No, I'm quite ignorant.
there was just so much they could have done with that. They could have like, gone his Japan training route and his love and getting killed. They could have like, done how he became Wolverine a bit better. Like actually made Wade Wilson a proper Deadpool.
Yes,
Ryan Reynolds, you betrayed us.
apparently, the Deadpool in that is quite a
Shit,
divergent.
Deadpool.
Yeah,
What?
like he's a bit of a terrible character.
He's not funny. He's not
Well, he couldn't talk.
maniac. Like,
He was just like kind of a Frankenstein.
yeah. It's like, really, who was like sitting, writing the script and thinking, you know what? I really don't like the Deadpool character, and he just needs to change because he's not popular. No one will care.
It was like a personal vendetta. Like my girlfriend left me because of all my Deadpool comics, so I
Yeah.
would take it out on Deadpool. Zombie Island motherfucker.
You know what? That would explain it.
Which is a shame because I've read the script for the Deadpool movie years ago. There was a copy of the Deadpool script floating around online. It's actually really great and wonderfully dedicated to the sensibilities of the character, the fourth wall breaking, the comedy of it all. But knowing how Ryan Reynolds and X-Men Wolverine treated that character, it's not going to get off the ground. You can't even get a Daredevil movie made these days.
Yeah, I know, which sucks because Daredevil was a not bad movie.
I'll ask you this: what do you guys think of the Amazing Spider-Man?
Didn't
Better than
see
the
it.
first ones.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I felt like it was a patch on number one. I felt it was just like the updated version. I was interested for the... This is the first time I was actually more interested in Peter Parker than Spider-Man. The entire second hour lost me as far as Spider-Man versus the Lizard. But I really enjoyed Andrew Garfield just as Peter Parker and all the things leading up to him getting his powers.
I was kind of I was really happy Gwen Stacy was in it. Really, really happy.
Yeah.
I was really happy that he was like, that witty, snappy, smart Spider-Man. Not
Yeah,
like
a lot more
whiny-
quippy.
Yeah. Not the first one was that bad, but the first one in the original three, like he just wasn't fun.
He was a bit dour.
It didn't help that Tobey Maguire looked like 30 in the role.
Yeah, that's true. And Tobey Maguire just doesn't
He wasn't
do
even.
fun.
He wasn't that old in that film, was he?
I think he was 24. Or no, 27 when he played that role.
Oh, okay.
So, like, ever since Grease, they've been doing this, casting 30-year-olds as teenagers.
Yeah, no, like it catches me off all the time. Like you think, oh, they're supposed to be that age. They must be roughly that age. But you guys watch Community?
Yeah.
Swear
Yeah.
by it, love it. Dan Harmon left. Now I'm heartbroken.
Apparently the character Annie is played by a 27-year-old, and she's supposed to be an 18-year-old, and kind of looks it. But
She absolutely does.
Frances is like 27. So
You've knocked upon another love of mine. I think Community is one of the best sitcoms out there right now. Single camera comedies.
I will agree. It's really
pretty
funny.
excellent.
But you guys are aware of the whole situation around the fourth season?
No.
Dan Harmon is the executive producer and showrunner of the first 3 seasons of Community. He has since left the show. Creative differences, blah, 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 blah. He's doing fine. But now there's going to be a 4th season without him, made by the guys who did Just Shoot Me.
I'm out.
Yep, goodbye, Eli. Goodbye.
Damn it! Why?
I don't want to head towards the end of this podcast with bad news, but yeah, that's happening.
I mean,
That's a
Just
depressing
Shoot
note
Me
to end it
wasn't a
on.
bad show. It wasn't a great show.
But it's a sitcom.
But
Community is not a sitcom. You wouldn't want to direct
but it belongs in the
sitcom.
pantheon with like things like Becker, not Community.
Yeah.
Oh man, Becker, he was House before House was House.
I have not seen. Oh wait, no, I have seen Becker.
I'm just still.
I'm sorry to bum you out, man.
Why?
It's just one of those things that happen. Doesn't stay golden forever. Even The Simpsons got less funny.
It really did.
But then
But
they
the movie
got
was
funny
excellent.
Huh?
They got less funny, but then they got funny again. Not as funny as the original, but like 14 to 19 was a definite downer. Onwards was definitely good.
Yeah, I think everyone shits on the movie, but I think the movie was way hilarious. Like, far more so because it was Simpsons living at a Family Guy age. Like, there was a lot more shock humor and that kind of stuff. Like Homer falling down the sandpit,
Yeah.
giving everyone the finger. Bart's dick, you know? That was the kind of stuff that you wouldn't have done.
That was really well done, though. I
In
thought.
the film.
Yeah.
Yes, that was really well done. It's just like, oh, then we're not going to reveal it, and then, oh, there it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just that kind of level of shock humor, I think, was definitely informed by the fact that this is a world where Family Guy had already been introduced and was quite controversial, that kind of stuff. And it's since come back. When did Family Guy come back? Was that 2005, I think, when they got returned because of the DVD sales? But
Can't
regardless,
remember.
I think The Simpsons from there went, we need to step up our game.
I will.
The Simpsons,
okay.
it was kind of the original,
It was.
It is,
Definitely
but
kind of
was.
political children's.
it's a bit
show,
old now, though. I mean, like,
satire.
now it actually has competition. Now it has things, you know, like South Park. Now it has things like Family Guy, like Adventure Time, which is one of my favorite TV series. Which is
Oh,
even in-
that show is amazing.
You like it? I finally found something you've seen.
Yes, no, this is, I love this show, but I'm still only working my way through season 3.
It is amazing. And John DiMaggio is another guy who voices basically every character you've ever met.
Bender?
Bender,
Yeah, so Jake.
he was
Jake
Coach McGurk in
Duggan.
home movies.
Bender the Bender.
Yeah, Bender, Bending Rodriguez.
Yeah, Bender Rodriguez.
Yeah.
Well,
That show isn't much of a political satire, though. Adventure Time. It's
well, yeah,
more of a kind of,
It's just awesome.
it's just stupid.
Oh, all right.
in the best way possible for a thing to be stupid.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
it's kind of like Psychic Tandem War Elephants.
so, okay. I was going to say we've segregated a tiny bit from our structure. That's cool. It's fun. But
Is that structure?
We keep it
does
loose.
yeah, we have this loose structure. But I was just going to say, does anyone have anything in particular they want to talk about before we wrap this up?
Go watch Requiem for a Dream, but watch it when you're really happy and don't have to do assignments or anything depressing the next day.
Guardians of the Galaxy is going to be the best film of the new Marvel phase. Calling it now.
Yeah, I'll believe you on that.
Ooh.
Yeah.
I don't know. I like Iron Man, but I think 3 might push it.
I'm just tired of Iron Man, man. Sincerely. Like, in the first one, he had an arc. He realized he was a good person. Then they just reset him for the second one. Then they made him the star of the Avengers.
Is this kind of like how they did the Men in Black movies? The 3 movies were just the one movie
The
repeated.
2 movies, you mean?
Yeah.
There was no third.
The third was good.
Is this
You really like the third?
I wasn't a big fan of the third.
are we treating this like Temple of Doom?
No, oh my, no. Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. That's what we're treating this one like.
Oh, even I'd say Temple of Doom was worse than Crystal Skull.
I found Men in Black 3 to be completely unnecessary in every single way.
But at least most of it was fairly plausible.
I was like...
Time travel.
But Temple of Doom, it freaking pulls his heart out.
Hey,
It's
Kalima.
dumb.
Kalima. Sorry. Eli,
I
you
was
were saying.
going to say, like, I can see where the hatred comes from for Crystal Skull. But at the same time, you... Like... Why weren't people expecting it to be bad? So
Oh, I
they're
was.
rebooting a franchise
Spielberg,
from how many
man.
years?
I know, but how often does he miss?
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
AI. Yeah. Still waiting for Jaws 6.
Yeah. Just 6.
He's
That would
back
be
and he's really old.
Did Spielberg
he's
do
pissed.
Jaws?
Is that a serious question?
Yeah, it's a noob question, maybe.
Okay, yeah, he did.
Yeah,
It's okay,
That's a
you're a
great. I like that
biologist.
film.
I'm gonna go have a heart attack now because
All right. You have been listening to Half Decent Cast. If you want to send us an email, give us any questions or anything, you can do at the Half Decent Cast at halfdecent.com. So that is, if you want to give us any individual mail, maybe tell Carl how super sweet his voice is.
oh, stop it, you. Yes, you can find me on Twitter at I'm Carl Gregory. I am Carl Gregory.
Amazing.
Of course, all of that's in our contact us. But we do have one question from somebody who wrote in last week. I won't say their name though because they have used their real name, and I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I just don't want to throw it out there. So
Yeah, fair enough.
let's just say from Anonymous, what do you consider a definite drawback in a video game when you pick it up?
Ooh, okay. I will. A drawback?
Yeah.
I will say.
Well, their exact
That's
question
a
is.
broad question.
Well, their exact question is, what do you consider a definite drawback in a game when you pick it up?
if you have QuickTime events, I don't like you.
Depends how they're done. Really cool QuickTime events I'm okay with.
Look, God of War QuickTime events, that's fine. Entire game based around QuickTime events, Heavy Rain. Nah,
I haven't played that.
that's me. QuickTime events.
Yeah, QuickTime events are
Yeah.
definite
I hate
downer.
them. I'm too busy pressing. I'm too busy trying to figure out what I'm pressing in order to look at the cool stuff happening on screen. Like Kratos will be destroying a god, and I'll be like, "Where's the X? I gotta press the X somehow." Oh, I lost.
I didn't hate QuickTime events of God of War. I just hated when you had to redo bosses and they would just like change the events, and you'd be like, "Okay, I gotta press X. Oh fuck, it's a circle. What?" And then all of a sudden you're dying.
Oh, and door puzzles. If your game is a door puzzle, fuck you.
Yeah, no, That's what I was gonna say.
I'm so sorry.
I like Skylanders. I will admit it. I freaking love Skylanders.
I love Skylanders.
Thank you. It's a good game, but door puzzles or like unlock stuff puzzles. Mm-hmm. It's like
I really like the ones in BioShock.
Yeah, they weren't bad. I like the ones in Fallout 3. They weren't bad. I enjoyed that.
the hacking computer stuff. I enjoyed.
Oh no, I enjoy the lock picking.
Yeah, and from like Skyrim and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I
Skyrim's got
enjoyed
great-
that.
I think it was Oblivion who did. Oblivion had the lockpick thing before.
Oblivion had you like knocking the tumblers into place, which I enjoyed, but I think Skyrim has a far superior lock picking system.
It's easier in Skyrim. Easier in Skyrim.
If anything, I'm just gonna sum it up and say things that make me waste time in games. Like Skylanders, just to like unlock a cage, you used to have to like rework a puzzle to get a ball to go into areas. And it, like fucking wasted 5 to 10 minutes, assuming that you got it right first time. And they're simple ass puzzles that just take time to do because there's the animations in between. So time wasting shit.
Yeah,
I'll
fluff.
put it down. Yeah, fluff. I will put
That
down
gets
a game on
annoying.
Fluff. What about
Yeah.
you, Adam? What's your pet hate in games?
Oh,
Oh.
jeez.
Noobs. They fail so much. No.
God, I don't have a pet hate. It really depends on the game. But I'd
What
say
would make you put it down?
a really bad plot.
Really? You're not a fan of video game writing?
Half decent plot, I couldn't care less. Or no plot at all, fine. But bad plot.
Nice promotion there. Half decent.
Oh my god, offshoots already. What would be an example of a really bad game plot that you've seen?
I said that and I'm like, oh, I can't even think of anything.
Not shit like, oh my god, the princess has been kidnapped again.
Because I'll put a page on
that's
Assassin's Creed
cool.
1.
Oh yes, that's a good one. The Assassin's Creed plot is pretty average, but it kind of makes up for like the current, like the modern day world plot kind of sucks, but the plot in the past was decent, kind of made up for it. But yeah, no, that was a definite drawback for those.
Alright, so poor writing, QuickTime events, and fluff.
Yeah.
No, that's
That's
3
it.
good answers.
I think we covered all bases.
They're pretty stock standard answers, but
Also, if you're Activision. That's just me.
were they the guys at Dust? Was that
But-
Activision?
Activision did make Skylanders.
Well, that's true.
So, alright, you've
That
been
was
listening
it.
to the Half Decent Cast. Thank you, and we'll catch you next week again with a rotating roster. So, I think it's Nick up next week, Tumbles. So, if you enjoy listening to Smut, and
You'll get plenty from him.
yeah, you will. That's us for this week. Want to say goodbye, guys?
Bye.
Goodbye, dear listeners.
The Half Decent Cast is a podcast made possible by the crew at Half Decent. If you would like to email the crew with a question or respond to something in the cast, you can do so at thdc@halfdecent.com. Remember, all the crew at Half Decent have personal emails, which can be found in the Contact Us section at the bottom of the website. If you like this podcast, remember to share it with your friends, like it on the iTunes Store, or upvote it wherever you found it. Doing this makes what we do possible and gives us the chance to give back to you. The theme music for Half Decent Cast is Varsity and is a track by the Newcastle chiptune artist Alex Jacobs. His music can be found on SoundCloud under I Broke My Nail.
feel like I'm living a...
Adam, no, you're not Adam.
Teenage dream.
Yeah?
I can't remember the rest of the words to that
The
one.
way you turn me on.
Just talk about crap